Hey everybody, welcome to today's video on the channel, and in today's video I have an update for y'all on the Crying Sky raid exploit situation that happened a couple days ago, almost a week ago. There's a little patch update that come out here, and Kingsisle actually addressed what is going to be happening to these players that did the exploit. Now, I know a lot of people have some crazy opinions on this stuff. Some people think it's the devs' fault, QA testers, the community's fault and stuff like that. So I'm really looking forward to see what you guys have to say down there in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get right into the facts right away here. All right, so from Twitter here, we have Wizards. We've taken action against a handful of accounts due to the abuse of an unintended game issue. As a reminder, it is against Kingsisle policies to access and use the game in a way not intended, and that could put your account at risk. So this is basically them saying they did something about the accounts, and when we actually go to the link here that comes from Twitter here, it goes a bit more in detail, so I'll read that off for you guys right now. The Crying Sky raid second chance chest. After the latest game update went live, an issue with the Crying Sky raid was discovered. Unfortunately, the issue was only able to manifest in a live environment, whatever the hell that means, so it wasn't caught by our internal testing. All raids were turned off until the issue could be resolved. While the Crying Sky raid was running, some players abused an exploit where the second chance chest items being acquired prematurely and more often than they should have been. A reminder that abusing an exploit is against the community code of conduct. For those players who accessed the chest beyond its intended nature, we're sanctioning associated accounts with a 4-week suspension. When an issue of this magnitude is discovered, please report it immediately to CS and don't risk getting sanctioned. Thanks, the Kingsisle team. So, basically, in case you're living under a rock, basically this is how it went, okay? Players, essentially, would go into the raid. They couldn't actually do the raid, but there's a crafting vendor and a chest for them to hit and spend crowns on. So what players would do is they would buy 60,000, 80,000 crowns, and they would all go in and keep hitting the chest, and then they might switch a character so the price goes down on the chest, back down to like the default amount, go in, do it again, and they had plenty of time per key to get a crap ton of drops, basically. Also, you could like literally like transmute the gear almost for free and stuff like that in the raid itself as well. So players could get like exactly what they wanted for the most part. So this is a pretty big deal, and there's a pretty volatile thing, I know a lot of people did this in the PvP community, so I think we're gonna see a lot of, Q snipers and stuff like that be banned for a month or so here. So I do think that is pretty cool. I'm kind of happy with how Kingsisle has went about this, obviously, we don't know if they're going to get their crowns refunded or get the gear refunded. We don't really know yet. They could like ban their account entirely, stuff like that. Personally, I probably would have just done like a week suspension and taken away the gear. Personally, if I was in charge of this, but we'll have to see if the gear gets taken away or they do something to address that part of it, because again, we don't really know. They didn't really talk about it here at all, so I have to assume that they're probably just gonna leave the gear on their account, and obviously like they stay banned for a month. But the issue is, bro, like if they keep that gear, y'all, they have everything they want, and they have such a far head start compared to all the other player base that still hasn't even figured out the raid, you know. And a lot of these people that got the gear here, right? A lot of these people are actually part of the only guild that is pretty much trying to actively figure out the raid. So, a lot of people are obviously going to give in to the temptation here. And, it's the Roaring Raptors guild I'm talking about, by the way. A lot of those people, I think, got banned from this. So now we're not going to be able to complete the raid as fast because they're the only guild that has made it far and figured things out. And everybody else gave up on it because the raid's just really bad. So Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough spot to be in, bro. Obviously, like, spend a lot of money. You get banned for a month, stuff like that. The only active guild now is gonna have a harder time getting into the raid and doing it. So it's gonna put the entire community behind even more because, well, people are just waiting for them to figure it out because the raid is so bad. Right? I don't know, guys. Let me know your thoughts and your feedback down there in the comments below. Obviously, I think I think this whole situation just, again, in my opinion, it speaks to a larger issue with things. Obviously, I feel like Kingsisle probably could have seen this coming. They did say it was a live environment thing, so it wasn't like the dev's fault or QA's fault or whatever. Uh, so I don't really know. I guess, I mean, they did take down the raid pretty fast, so I don't know, man. Like I said, I just really think they should take away the gear. There is a positive that comes out of this, though. A lot of these people that did actually do this exploit were also a lot, like I said, a lot of people that Q sniped and harassed streamers in PvP or other high ranked players in general. So I guess there is a positive to this. If you are a PvP player, you will now not have to worry about getting harassed as much because, typically the type of people that will exploit something to this nature and hard are also the type of people that will go the extra mile to harass and have every advantage in like a competitive. So generally what I'm hoping for here is obviously for the competitive integrity in the game to be a little bit better and to be taken a little bit more seriously. Now obviously I know there's a lot of issues with PvP, we all know that, but hopefully, this will contribute to a healthier queue and a better environment for everybody. So I'm really hoping that, PvP is going to be a lot more clean this month with, a lot of these people out of the queue, but we will have to see what happens. Obviously, there are some creators as well that were part of this. I'm not going to name names, but you probably know who they are. Who I think will, I'm not sure if they got banned, but I know they did the exploit a lot, so I would assume they would get banned. Doesn't really matter if you're a player or a creator, you're basically all the same to Kingsisle, right? So I don't know, man. Everything's just kind of up in the air. Really, really wild thing to happen here. And that's really everything I want to say for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and feedback down below in the comments. Like I said, leave a like and sub if you made it this far. And I hope to see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. And as always, take care, y'all.